Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the third week of July 2024. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Dr. Ruth Westheimer died July 12, 2024, at her home in New York City at the age of 96. She was best known simply as Dr. Ruth, a sex therapist who answered America's embarrassing questions on her radio and TV shows, in her newspaper column, and on many appearances on late-night TV. She is being remembered for making people feel at ease with a sensitive topic, thanks to her gentle humor, practical advice, and unforgettable catchphrase, "Get some." Westheimer was a veteran of the Israeli Defense Forces who was wounded in action in the 1948 Palestine War. Fitness instructor Richard Simmons died July 13, 2024, at his home in Los Angeles. He died of natural causes at the age of 76. He was one of the driving forces of the aerobics craze of the 1970s and 80s, leading classes at his fitness studio called Slimmins and in popular videos like his Sweatin' to the Oldies series. Simmons is being remembered for his infectious enthusiasm and his advocacy for everyone's ability to pursue better health. Actress Shannen Doherty died July 13, 2024, in Malibu, California. She died of cancer at the age of 53. She became one of the hottest young TV stars of the 90s when she starred as Brenda Walsh on Beverly Hills 90210 and then as Prue Halliwell on Charmed. Doherty is also being remembered for movie roles in Heathers, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Mallrats, and others. Football coach Monte Kiffin died July 11, 2024, at the age of 84. His innovative Tampa 2 defense helped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to victory at Super Bowl 37. He was the team's longtime defensive coordinator. Kiffin is also being remembered for his work in college football at the University of Mississippi, the University of Nebraska, and others. Singer and songwriter Dave Loggins died July 10, 2024, at a hospice facility in Nashville, Tennessee, at the age of 76. He had a soft rock hit in 1974 with Please Come to Boston, and he also wrote songs made famous by other artists like Three Dog Night's Pieces of April and Kenny Rogers' Morning Desire. Loggins is also being remembered for writing Augusta, the longtime theme song for the Masters Golf Tournament. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Artist Alex Janvier died July 10, 2024, at the age of 89. He was a First Nations painter whose merging of Indigenous influences and modern art made him one of Canada's most prized artists. Janvier is being remembered for his mosaics, watercolors, and murals, including pieces at the National Gallery of Canada and the Rogers Place Arena. Tessie Prevost Williams died July 6, 2024, in New Orleans. She died of liver disease at the age of 69. She was one of 4 young black girls who became the first to integrate the schools of New Orleans in 1960 alongside the well-known Ruby Bridges. For her safety, she had to be escorted to school by a U.S. Marshal every day of that school year. Williams is being remembered as a civil rights trailblazer who helped lead the way for children who came after her. Federal employee Peter Buxtun died May 18, 2024, in Rocklin, California. He died of Alzheimer's disease at the age of 86. His death was announced this week. While working for the U.S. Public Health Service, he discovered the Tuskegee syphilis experiment that had been performed on unsuspecting black men for decades. His exposure of the news helped lead to the experiment's end. He is being remembered as a whistleblower whose legacy includes new guidelines for informed consent in medical research. Buxtun was a U.S. Army veteran who served as a combat medic. Scientist Maxine Singer died July 9, 2024 in Washington, D.C. She died of pulmonary disease and emphysema at the age of 93. Her work as a molecular biologist included important contributions to DNA mapping. Singer is being remembered for spearheading the debate on the ethics of genetic engineering, during which she advocated to establish the first set of guidelines for using the new technology. Basketball player and coach Joe Jellybean Bryant died July 16, 2024, of a stroke at the age of 69. After playing for the Philadelphia 76ers, San Diego Clippers, and Houston Rockets, he coached the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks, among other teams. Bryant is also being remembered as the father of the late NBA superstar Kobe Bryant. Chef Naomi Pomeroy died July 13, 2024, on the Willamette River near Corvallis, Oregon. She died in a tubing accident at the age of 49. She was one of the greats of the Portland, Oregon culinary scene, known for founding the French-inspired restaurant Beast. Pomeroy is also being remembered for her appearances on cooking competition shows, including as a contestant on Top Chef Masters and Iron Chef, and a guest judge on Knife Fight. Journalist and writer Evan Wright died July 12, 2024 in Los Angeles. He died by suicide at the age of 59. He was the author of Generation Kill, which chronicled his time embedded with U.S. Marines during the 2003 invasion of Iraq. It was adapted into an award-winning HBO miniseries. Wright is also being remembered for books like Hella Nation and American Desperado, and for his work in magazines like Rolling Stone and Vanity Fair. Singer and civil rights activist Bernice Johnson Reagon died July 16, 2024, at the age of 81. She was a co-founder of the Grammy-nominated a cappella ensemble Sweet Honey in the Rock, known for their gospel and spiritual music. Reagon is also being remembered as a founder of the Freedom Singers, who galvanized the civil rights movement and told its stories through song. Basketball executive Pat Williams died July 17, 2024, of complications from viral pneumonia at the age of 84. He brought the NBA to Orlando as co-founder of the Orlando Magic, where he served as the team's general manager and parent company senior vice president. Williams is also being remembered as general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers, who helped guide them to the 1983 NBA championship. Actor James Sikking died July 13, 2024, in Los Angeles. He died of complications from dementia at the age of 90. He was one of the stars of Hill Street Blues, playing the emotionally volatile Lieutenant Howard Hunter. Sikking is also being remembered for his performance on Doogie Howser, MD, playing Doogie's dad. Football player Jacoby Jones died July 14, 2024, in New Orleans at the age of 40. He was a wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, who set a record at Super Bowl 47 with a 108-yard kickoff return, helping his team to victory. Jones is also being remembered for his seasons with the Houston Texans, San Diego Chargers, and Pittsburgh Steelers. Political commentator Lou Dobbs died July 18, 2024, at the age of 78. He was a superstar of cable news, first as an anchor on CNN for more than 2 decades, and then 10 more years on Fox Business, hosting Lou Dobbs Tonight. Dobbs is being remembered for his long career in television and radio, covering financial news and politics, as well as his ardent support of former President Trump. Actor and comedian Bob Newhart died July 18, 2024, at his home in Los Angeles. He died after a series of short illnesses at the age of 94. He was a TV sitcom giant, starring in The Bob Newhart Show and Newhart, as well as winning an Emmy Award for his recurring role in The Big Bang Theory. He is also being remembered for his Grammy-winning stand-up comedy and for his appearances in movies like Elf, Catch-22, and The Rescuers. Newhart was a U.S. Army veteran of the Korean War. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 5 years ago this week, actor Rutger Hauer died at the age of 75. His many movies include Blade Runner, Lady Hawk, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. 10 years ago this week, actor James Garner died at the age of 86. He was the star of TV's Maverick and The Rockford Files, and he was Oscar-nominated for his leading role in Murphy's Romance. 10 years ago this week, actress Elaine Stritch died at the age of 89. She was a Broadway star in productions like Bus Stop and Company, and she won Emmy Awards for her work on Law & Order and 30 Rock. 15 years ago this week, journalist Walter Cronkite died at the age of 92. The longtime CBS Evening News anchorman was called the most trusted man in America in the 1960s and 70s. 25 years ago this week, publisher John F. Kennedy Jr. died at the age of 38, along with his wife, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and sister-in-law, Lauren Bessette. The son of President John F. Kennedy, he founded the politics and lifestyle magazine George. 65 years ago this week, singer Billie Holiday died at the age of 44. She was one of jazz music's greatest voices, known for songs like God Bless the Child and Strange Fruit. 70 years ago this week, artist Frida Kahlo died at the age of 47. Influenced by Mexican folk art, her self-portraits featured elements of the natural world and magical realism. Actor Jan Michael Vincent was born 80 years ago this week. He died in February 2019 at the age of 74. He starred on TV in Airwolf and The Winds of War. Actress Darlene Conley was born 90 years ago this week. She died in January 2007 at the age of 72. She was soap opera royalty, starring in The Bold and the Beautiful and playing recurring roles in The Young and the Restless and General Hospital. Model and TV personality Bess Meyerson was born 100 years ago this week. She died in December 2014 at the age of 90. In 1945, she became the first Jewish Miss America, and she was later known for TV appearances on I've Got a Secret and The Today Show. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Colorado, and South Dakota have been lowered to honor the memory of Buffalo Township volunteer firefighter Corey Comparatore, who was killed on July 13, 2024, while shielding his family from gunfire at a rally for former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. Flags in Arkansas have been lowered to honor the memory of former Congressman Tommy Robinson. Flags in Kansas have been lowered to honor the memory of City Commissioner and former Emporia Mayor Danny Giefer. Flags in Hawaii have been lowered to honor the memory of Representative Mark Nakashima. Flags in California have been lowered to honor the memory of Vacaville Police Department officer Matthew Bowen. Flags in Missouri have been lowered to honor the memory of Boone County Assistant Fire Chief Matthew Tobin, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Missouri have also been lowered to honor the memory of Afton Fire Protection District Captain James Kova. Flags in New York have been lowered to honor the memory of former State Assembly Majority Leader James R. Tallon, Jr. Flags in West Virginia have been lowered to honor the memory of former State Delegate Thomas Albert Azinger. Flags in Oregon have been lowered to honor the memory of Peter Michael Coleman Courtney, the former president of the Oregon State Senate and the longest-serving state legislator in Oregon history. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.